Well, I'm handing over the reins today for a very special episode of the KURE Lab. We're going to hear from one of Australia's top triathletes. She's an Olympian called Emma Jeffcoat. And talking to her is Will McCloy. He's a triathlete himself. Not really a pro, but wait till you hear what they have to say.
All right, EJ, I put you onto this stuff, dude.
Yep.
Tell me what you first thought, because I think, like, when I got this, I was pretty skeptical because it just looks like water. And you were too, so tell me what you thought when I pushed it onto you.
Honestly, when you first explained it to me, I thought it was too good to be true. And then I'm quite an open-minded person, so I wanted to get my hands on it and try it for myself. And I think the first kind of 24 hours, I thought it was a placebo and thought it was all in my head. But when these benefits continued the next 24 hours, I think I messaged you and was like, all right, I'm on board. I think the biggest things I noticed straight away off the bat was improved HRV and lower heart rate, both at rest and during sessions.
Yeah, so do you train to heart rate zones and then you saw that you had more power, or was it the other way around, like you trained to power zones and then you realized your heart rate was lower? Because the same thing happened to me. Like I was like, why am I doing like a zone 3, zone 4 power levels, but I'm in like my zone 2 heart rate?
Essentially, I think both happened at the same time, like concurrently. So I found that I was getting PBs like for this year when I wasn't even trying that hard. And I was like, what is going on? So I was finding I was getting power records on the bike at a lower heart rate level, but also in lower RPE. So my effort level was lower. Same on the run. And I felt like I could sustain a higher pace on the run, but at a lower heart rate. And then I found the same effect in the pool. I actually had to get my coach to double check the time he gave me because I was like, that can't be real.
How good is that though? That
was day 2.
From like what looks like water. A serious, I don't know, you guys have got to put more effort into, like, if this was Powerade, there'd be like a million shining things all over it. And people would be like, oh, I'll pay $50. But because you just, I don't know, not put a lot of effort into the thing, and I don't understand anything that's on the back. But I'm like, man, it just looks like water to me and it tastes like water. It's exactly the same.
I think that's the best part for me is I haven't had to change anything in my training. I've just literally swapped out what I would normally drink as tap water for KURE.
Yeah, but I actually drink more water now because of this.
I drink more water too.
Because I feel like it's magic.
I drink more water definitely. And I feel like it's made me a lot more conscious of hydration. But I also love that I can add my like carbohydrate mix or electrolytes to this stuff. Doesn't change the water.
It really makes no difference to your training at all, right?
It's brilliant.
Actually, I remember what you said to me is like, you messaged me and you were like, this is actually insane. I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, I've got to give it to we need to give it to some more triathletes, and you were like, please make it only male triathletes. I need this in my corner.
Do not give it to anyone else.
No competitors, please. But then let's look what it was like 2 months ago. I think it was like 2 months ago, maybe less.
A bit less,
And then you had the World Championships, and it's at the end of like a really long season, right?
Yeah.
But you were a factor in those races, and do you feel like that made, like, I felt like it makes a difference, right?
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing for me was I was sick a week out from World Champs, and that's when I messaged you and I was like, I need to get my hands on this stuff. Like I was in bed. I spent the whole day, like a week out from World Champs in bed, not able to, like I had, essentially had come down with a pretty nasty cold. And I was starting to freak out a little bit given like the time frame in the lead up to, I guess, one of the biggest events of the year. And that was what blew me away. Within 24 hours, I woke up. I didn't have a headache. I didn't have like lethargy. I felt better, and I was able to get my run session done. And my coach had been like, just take it easy, like maybe throw a few strides in. And I was able to get the session done and walked away with like a lower heart rate and a higher pace to what I would normally sit at. And I was like, what is going on?
You're like, is this water approved? This cannot be real.
I think I've asked like 3 times. I'm like, just checking for the 3rd time.
It's the same. It's the same for me.
This seems too good to be true.
I started taking it when I was traveling, and I always have like, you know how you travel too a lot, like especially when you come back to Australia and you have like intense jet lag on the way back, like maybe 60% less. Like I just kept going all day. Like, I think it's to do with, because the oxygen levels are so high, and then you're like flying around and you're in like terrible, recycled air and low oxygen in the plane. I just felt it's a massive difference.
One of the other factors I've really noticed is I need to be a lot better when it comes to sleep. I don't I'm not the best at getting like my 8 hours of sleep. I'm pretty chronic in like the 6s.
Oh, gross.
I know, it's not good. But I've found that my sleep score and like the quality of my sleep has drastically improved.
Yeah.
Whilst
Same.
like the duration of my sleep hasn't improved, the quality has. And my
It can't
HRV,
do everything for you, man. It can't tell you to go to bed.
But for people that are like trying to operate in today's society where you've got a million things you're trying to balance and realistically you can't get to sleep earlier, I feel like that's been a massive thing I've noticed because I've gotten a better sleep quality and that HRV's come down.
Because this is off this?
Sorry.
Like you're tracking it on the
My HRV's
on the
up by like 55%.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Like instantly overnight. And then, but it's repeatable. So then it's still up 55, 52, 58%. And my HRV is normally like the minute I'm kind of like had a big training day or slept poorly, it drops.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't make any difference, does it?
My HRV stayed high.
And your recovery scores, like on the Whoop, like I haven't been out of the green.
Guys, I got the Whoop and the
You have
Garmin.
got both.
I've got the both.
That's really sad. Do you wear both of them all the time?
Yes.
Oh, you nerd.
But both are telling me amazing things.
Yeah, it's quite. I've had 3 weeks with a 6-year-old sleeping in the bed with me, and I'm still in like the 90+% sleep score. And my recovery's like, I'm old, right? I'm old now. So as soon as I train hard, like if on the Whoop I'm doing like a 18-day or whatever.
Yeah.
The next day I'm like in the hole. It's not like that anymore. I always go just a little dip and then keep going.
And then obviously after World Champs, I had a break. So I had 2 weeks off, but was still kind of pottering around as I do because I can't help myself. And that's probably been the biggest thing I've noticed, like how well I've been training just for fun these last few weeks. I've kept drinking KURE the whole time through. And it's kind of blown me away how fit I am in my, after having time off. Because normally I come back and I just feel really like flat and like I've lost a heap of fitness in a short period. But this time around, I'm like, holy crap, I'm flying for this time of year.
So good. And it's right at the end too.
Yeah, it's after such a long season. And when I'm turning up to sessions, like not putting in that much effort because I'm like, I'm just doing this for fun. And then I'm holding paces where I'm like, holy crap, this should normally be sending me out the back, like into the red zone. And I'm like, still here.
Well, that's why you beat all the men and all the women at Hamilton Island on the weekend.
I did.
I saw you cross the line, there was no one behind you.
And in this ocean swim race, it was me and this like professional swimmer from Queensland. And I just like kicked with 100 meters to go and left him for dead. I was like, is this seriously happening?
Get a new job, professional swimmer from Queensland. Is this what you do all the time? Yeah. This is only a third of my sports. What about in swimming? I've noticed as well, like I always have, because I'm not a natural swimmer, so I've had to learn it from scratch. And my breathing's always hard. You know when you're not swimming a lot and then you come back and you got to get used to the breathing again. I found that I just don't breathe as hard at all.
Yeah.
Like the heart rate's lower, but also I'm not like, all the time with any harder session. It's annoying in here because in this gym, they base how hard you work based on how high your heart rate gets.
Yes.
And I'm looking up there at the board and everyone's in the 90
Less
percentiles
max.
and I'm like, 66? I cannot get a high enough heart rate and I cannot breathe hard enough.
Yeah, I've found that my heart rate during activity's been like 10 to 20 beats lower than what it would normally be, which is pretty wild.
That is a massive change.
And for like an athlete at my level, that's huge.
Is there any other product that's made an impact on you like this? Because there's heaps of products out there to use and like everyone's like, no, you got to do this, you got to have creatine, you got to do this thing and that thing, and lots of bro science going on.
No.
Has there been another? No.
No, nothing.
Than this water.
And it is the easiest thing ever because all you're doing is drink. Nothing changes in my day to day. I'm not having to add an extra hour to each day. It's literally just replacing the water I'm already drinking. And if anything, like even if this stuff did nothing, you're just drinking water. You know what I mean? Like there's no negative effects to it.
No.
There's no, it's a win-win.
You've ruined it now though because now everyone's going to know because it's been our little secret for the last 6 weeks. Yeah. So anything else? The other thing I noticed as well, which is a really weird one, is that I just had much clearer skin for no reason. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like I just was like, oh, now my skin's better. And I don't, normally I just, I'm 68 years old.
No, you're not.
Yeah, legit.
No, you're not.
I can't believe you even thought that was a possibility as a joke.
What?
Look how good I look, right? That's what I'm saying.
I'm
For that age. No, 42. But I do have 2 little kids, and to be honest, it makes a big difference when, like, I just notice that stuff. But you're just in the prime of your life, so you probably don't.
No, my skin's normally like the number one thing that I'm like picky at with myself.
Yeah.
Especially with like how much we travel, and I think just like, spending that much time in the sun and chlorine and sweating and all the rest of it. But yeah, it's definitely something I've felt that's probably been like an added bonus that I probably didn't use the product for, that I've found like as an extra.
You know how you're speaking about training really well in your fun training, right?
Yeah.
And I know your fun training is like 20 hours a week of fun training.
It literally is, 21.
21, exactly. But I did notice on Instagram that you went and did like a crit race on the other side of the Harbour Bridge in Sydney, where we are from here, which is ridiculous because you rode all the way there as well. And then I saw you the day after and you were like, you had insane numbers. What happened?
Yeah, so I raced Heffron Crit, which is like so well known in Sydney.
Yeah.
It's where like all the best cyclists in Sydney come Tuesday night, 6 p.m. There was 110 of us, and how it works is like a handicap, and normally I get spat out the back. When I ride well, I make it through and like I'm in the bunch at the finish. So given I just had time off and it was like one of my first rides back, I was stoked to find myself in the bunch at the end. And I think like touching back on what we've spoken about in terms of like the effort and my RPE comparatively to like looking at the numbers after the fact, was I finished the crit and was like, holy crap, I had all these records, and it was like power and heart rate. But the most interesting one for me was like I had a heart rate record where my heart rate was in the 180s for 10 minutes, but I was like, my RPE definitely didn't feel that hard. And I was like, normally on the bike, if my heart rate's that high, I would have gone lactic and blown up. I didn't. No, I did not feel lactic at all. I just felt like in the end it was just like poor technical like positioning that cost me, not physically.
Like it's not sustainable. Like you normally get to that point and then you've blown the doors off and then you're
out
gone.
And spat out. Exactly. Yeah. Like if my heart rate's in the 180s on the bike, like I am hurting. I wasn't hurting. I was having fun.
Really?
So that was a big one. And like I wouldn't have thought my heart rate was that high until it was only after the fact that I was like, wow. So like I thought that was quite impressive to kind of one, be in that range, but for that duration and not blowing up. So I guess like the lactate buffering ability that this is providing or changing, again, don't quote me on the science of it, but it's working.
Yeah, I know. I read it and I was like, don't know what any of that is, but it does say that it's 100 milligrams of oxygen at bottling. And then I looked it up and it's like 10 times the normal amount. But I suppose though that because it just looks so unassuming, you probably, and I've had trouble with other people. I'm like, listen, you got to take this water.
I know,
the water's mad.
I actually feel crazy when I talk to people about it, and I have been like conscious of who I speak about it. I don't want to tell triathletes about it. Only men. No, but I've mentioned it to a few like close mates that I train with around Sydney. A few like surf iron women, surf iron men, and then a few other like more cyclists and some other triathlon mates that I train with, and mentioned it to them. And all of them kind of all have the same reaction. They like look at me with this funny look and think it's too good to be true.
Like how much of this company do you own, Emma?
It's almost like
what commission are you getting?
It was like the same reaction I had when you were telling me about it. I was like, this sounds too good to be true. Like, what's the catch? And I just essentially said to them, like, look, if you want me to link you up and you can give it a go, then like, I'll do that. And then you literally just see if it works for you and then let me know. So I'd be really intrigued to see like their experience drinking KURE and I guess like how it works in different sports, because I know how well it's worked in triathlon, but yeah.
I think it's endurance sports is perfect for it.
I just think in anyone in like wanting to have, I guess, a high quality, high performing lifestyle, like not even in sports, but I think like I know people that could use it that might have like a stressful job and are trying to balance like an ordinary normal amount of exercise with a stressful workload.
Well, I mean, like...
Or night shifts, like shift work.
Yeah, that's a classic one because then you're like jet lagged all the time.
Yeah.
And you're thinking about that. And I was sceptical when Andrew, who's standing over there, said it to me. I'm like, man, I can't give it to any triathletes that I know if I've got to try it first, right? As like a 42-year-old man with 2 legs, so bring it over. But like, neither of us are getting paid any money to take it. Like I'll give it a go because it's just, because he says it's great. And
then I'm messaging Andrew like, can you drop me one more water ASAP, please?
I
as soon as possible.
I'm like, I've got 3 bottles left at home. And I'm like, I hope you bring some to this shoot that we do.
I had friends ask, like, we're away I don't know if I want this on camera, but you can choose. We went away to like a festival and we'd been drinking all weekend, and Andrew had said like it's great for a hangover. And I gave
you try it?
I gave them all a bottle of water like to scull after we'd gotten back that night, and all of them woke up. And one of my friends was like, I feel 11 out of 10, so I don't know if it's that water or what. And I was like,
really?
Yes.
Well, I haven't tested it for that.
Yes.
Maybe I should become an alcoholic. This could be great.
Yep.
But yeah, there is a certain skepticism to it, and I think other people have tried to do this and failed. So long may the secret continue. Let's hope this video doesn't go anywhere at all. But this is the stuff, man. This is the stuff. You got to try this stuff, and it's not expensive either. So get after it.